Hey everybody, Michael Snyder. California Weather Watch. Today is July 10th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. As of yesterday, you can see the marine there up and down the coastline it's where you want to go if you want to beat the heat here. And you can see we did have some buildups going on across some of the interior there of Nevada. And if we scroll into the overnight hours and back in towards this morning, you'll see that marine there again across some of the coastal areas. And you can see some of the eddy action out there, and you see it punched into some of the valley areas there quite nicely as well. But if we scroll back towards yesterday, you notice the fire smoke out there across northern and southern California. If I move back and forth, you can kind of see it in motion there. So yeah, we are dealing with some active fires out there right now. It is that time of year. We'll dive into that in a little bit of detail here, and we'll take a look to see when we can expect some relief from this heat. And it should be just a few days now, and we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Taking a look at the actual map here. Looks like, again, pink fruitcake here for much of the west coast here. Excessive heat warnings, red flag warnings, heat advisories, all kinds of stuff going on out there across the west right now, dealing with a historic heat wave all the way from British Columbia all the way down across Washington, Oregon, and California, portions of Nevada and Arizona as well. And again, dangerous long duration heat right now, still through Friday, at least coming up here. Some pretty excessive temperatures out there. This was updated this morning by the National Weather Service Sacramento. This is Los Angeles, and just a heads up here that these fires are primed for rapid fire growth and spread here, so keep your wits about you. Taking a look at San Diego, check it out. Palm Springs 119, much cooler along the coast, of course. But look at Lake Elsinore 108, Temecula at 99. If we take a look at the highs for tomorrow, Palm Springs again 120, and you can see Riverside 100, Ontario 100 degrees, Anaheim checking in at 91. If we go to Friday, check it out. Palm Springs dropping back down here to 113, and then highs on Saturday down to a chilly 112. Bring a jacket if you're headed out there for sure. And now taking a look at the Reno, Nevada, the heat is affecting them also. You can see the excessive heat warnings are in effect. It does include the city proper there as well. And you can see some pretty warm temperatures up towards 107 for some of western Nevada. And this is for Las Vegas. And just a reminder here that the record high, the all-time record high prior to this heat wave for Las Vegas, Nevada was 117 degrees. And we have the chance to beat that multiple days here. We already hit 120 a few days ago. And again, just excessive heat as we go on in through Friday coming up here. Look at Needles getting up towards 120. The all-time record there was 122. Now we have some thunderstorm chances returning to portions of Arizona. You could get some gusty winds to 50 miles per hour, some localized heavy rainfall, but you can see it's mostly north and east of Phoenix. Phoenix is right here. Now, taking a look at the ridge of high pressure here that's been bringing us just an amazing heat wave here for much of the west coast. And you can see it centered right across California, Nevada, and Arizona. And if I put this into motion, by the way, this is at 18,000 feet here, so upper levels of the atmosphere here. And if we put that into motion, you can see that ridge just ever so slightly drifting off to the east. And that is going to eventually allow a little bit better moisture to try to ride back up on the western periphery of that ridge and bring some monsoon moisture back in here. And you'll be able to see that here. As you can see the brown showing kind of below average precipitable water, the moisture in the air, percent of normal. If I put this into motion here as we go on into the weekend, you can see that moisture kind of bubbling up there across some portions of southeast California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah here, and it should bring some precipitation with it. Again, it's going to be very hit and miss, and I don't know how much of this is going to make its way up into California. Maybe some afternoon thunderstorms for some of the higher terrains across some of the peninsular ranges up towards a lot of the Sierra Nevadas as well. Now looking at Sacramento, this gives you a good idea of when the cool down, or relative cool down anyway, starts to occur as we go through Sunday. Some pretty warm temperatures all the way through Saturday, though. However, this is Modesto. You can see all the way through Saturday, and again, starting to cool down a bit here as we go towards next week, at least a little bit. Get some relief from some of these ridiculous temperatures we've been getting. Here's Redding, also dropping down by about 10 degrees here as we go through next week. And this is looking at the National Weather Model. So this will give you a region-wide look at what is coming here. This is today, or it's tomorrow, Thursday. Again, very hot across much of the region, valley areas. We're talking about 112 degrees up towards Red Bluff or Redding there in Sacramento, Bakersfield, Modesto, Fresno. And as we go through Friday, Saturday, we get a little bit of relief. Sunday, check it out. Relative cool down here across a lot of the area. And then we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No major heat wave on its way after that, at least not in the short term coming up here. We'll continue to watch that on a day-by-day basis, though. And now, actually, let me correct that. I don't want to show the 25th percentile. I'll show the 50th percentile here for the European ensemble. This state of California here. Now, we're going to go out about 144 hours. And as we go through Friday, you can see we do get some thunderstorm activity starting to show in some of the higher terrain, maybe even across some of Southern California. Again, the peninsular ranges here and up through the Sierra Nevada. And as we go through Saturday afternoon as well, again, maybe another round of thunderstorm activity here. But you see not much in the way of precipitation for any of the lower coastal areas here or the valley areas, and more of that activity will be pushed off to the east there. So as we scroll on in towards the end of this run here, you can see maybe a little bit for Nevada and Arizona there as well, but not a lot of precipitation that we're talking about. And this is the 7-day significant fire potential here. You can see it does include some of the east slopes of the Sierra Nevada. The brown still is moderate risk here, so keep your wits about you. Redding, Sacramento, down across the valley areas and desert areas, and you've got the high risk here across a lot of Nevada and Utah. Luckily, there's not as much to burn here across a lot of the portions of Nevada. It's the driest state in the lower 48. Taking a look at significant wildland fire potential outlook. This is for July, and you can see the valley areas, some of the desert areas, the Mojave out there also. Even the state of Hawaii, and some of the high risk region here. And as we go through August, there's September. Check it out. This is when we get some of the offshore winds returning here. So we could be dealing with that increased fire risk across some of Southern California also. And this would be for October, kind of continuing that on as well. So anyway, yes, I'm going in for a little procedure here. I've got a kidney stone that I've known about for about 2 years, and they're going to go in there and they're going to zap it here tomorrow. So I may not do a briefing tomorrow, and hopefully the groggy effects of that don't last too long, so it won't affect anything else. But anyway, I hope you guys are beating the heat out there. Hope you've done well with this pretty historic heat wave for many areas. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow potentially, and I'll talk to you guys then.